So the stock market is doing something that it has not done in nearly 1 year. What's going on, team? It's Ricky here with TechBud Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. I just realized my camera might be a little bit crooked. I do apologize, but I'm going to make today's video super short and sweet. I want you to be aware. Very, simple. One of the first things that I want to talk about is this is the NASDAQ ETF. This is QQQ. So it's a 1-for-1. The NASDAQ market moves 1%. So does QQQ. The great thing about this is that if you've ever wanted to invest in the NASDAQ market or NASDAQ futures, you can invest in this by being able to invest in this NASDAQ ETF. Just like S&P 500 has SPY, NASDAQ has QQQ. The great thing about this is, well, if you pay attention to this 200-day moving average before, right, when the market was very bullish during mid 2020 to all of 2021, obviously tech was one of the best performing sectors. Obviously, NASDAQ, it has a big focus on tech. So therefore, it had one of its most amazing year in 2021. But what happened in 2022? Well, quite the opposite, right? Tech had one of the worst years. So therefore, NASDAQ also had one of the worst years. We were forming lower highs and lower lows. I want to keep this very simple for all of you. We used to trade above this moving average. When the pattern trades above the moving average, that is indicating signs of an uptrend. When the pattern trades below the moving average, this is the 200 moving average, it acts as a resistance, right? So old support levels become new resistance levels. So when we broke below it here, right, this was early January of 2022. We sold off. We tried to recover. We got rejected, right? We did break above it for a very short period of time. This is why I'm saying that we have not done this ever since pretty much 2022 March to be exact. We got rejected once again, and then we began to rally. We got rejected once again, and then we did a double bottom, right? This is the first time, if you look at this 200-day moving average, where we are actually trading above the EMA line since March of 2022. Now, this doesn't mean that the market has to begin to take off, but this is a step in the right direction. I call these critical points. We're at like this inflection point where, yes, the market can begin to really take off. But because of previous patterns, right, we got rejected here, we got rejected here, we've been rejected here, and now we are testing the resistance level. So we're still trading below the previous resistance, which is right around 300 for NASDAQ. The reason I'm making you aware of this is because of what's to come, not just tomorrow, right? But I want you to take into consideration of what's to come in the next couple of weeks. Next week, right, when we resume trading on Monday, February 1st, there's going to be an interest rate hike. This is going to be announced from the Federal Reserve, and I will be live streaming it. This will influence the market. Depending if they're more aggressive than expected, it will determine if the market goes up or down. I'll keep you up to date with that. I'm just making you aware of future catalysts. The second thing is we have big tech. We have big tech reporting next week. I don't know if you heard of this company named Google, but they're going to be reporting earnings next week, and I wanted to show you, right? You can go to Webull and be able to click on the actual markets tab, and if I'm not mistaken, it's either Wednesday or Thursday of next week. We have Apple. I don't know if you've heard of them. They report on Thursday. They have a $2.28 trillion, not billion, $trillion market cap. Ford Motors reports next week after the market closes as well. What else do we have? Oh, yeah, I think it's a small e-com company called Amazon with a $1 trillion market cap. They report earnings on Thursday as well. And let's see what else we have. Alphabet, which is the mother company named for Google, right? $1.28 trillion. Next week is very important because not only, right, so we said on the first, which is Wednesday of next week, that is when the Federal Reserve is going to be announcing the next interest rate hike. So I have it for you guys right here, straight from the federalreserve.gov website. Again, my job is just to make you aware. This is what I like to do. We have an FOMC minutes meeting, right? And this is going to pretty much recap and break down this up and coming interest rate hike. And that's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern time on February 1st, which is Wednesday of next week. What else? Again, we just talked about earnings. So the reason I'm bringing this up to you is because I believe that tomorrow, right? I think the market can go up. It's going to end January strong. I think that market has had an amazing January. We call it headline momentum. So, it's not going to surprise me if it gaps up a little bit. This is for people that, I'm not here to offend you, right? But I know there's a handful of people that this will just go right past them. This is for people that are actually trying to get better. You either do something in advance or you regret it later, right? What's one of the worst feelings? When you go from a green trade or position to a red position, right? We all know that we're overbought based off of recent patterns. We all know of this now. We are now all aware of this resistance on the moving average. We are now all aware of the up and coming interest rate hike and big tech reporting earnings. It's not that one side is guaranteed versus the other. No one knows, right? What they're going to report and how the market's going to react. Those are two very important things. Our job is not to predict the future. Our job is to prepare for it. So if you are so heavily invested that you could not tolerate worst case scenario, this is why I'm making this video. So you have time to plan and to prepare. Not to be perfect, but I would rather be someone that instead of being 100% invested and not being able to tolerate worst case scenario, which is possible, to be 80 or 50% invested. And just in case things do go south, I have cash on the sidelines to be able to buy into at those lower prices. Or even if the market does take off, well, I'm still somewhat invested and I can always add more as it continues to make higher highs. The job is to prepare in advance. That's what I'm viewing this video as. I wanted to make you aware of what I call as a critical point, right, with the moving average. I wanted to make you aware of the interest rate hike, and I wanted to make you aware of that up and coming earnings report. That's what I need you guys to know. The rest of what you choose to do with it, it's on you. So I do appreciate your time. If you have any questions about this, feel free to message me via Discord, and that's that first link in the description down below. I will be keeping you guys up to date, and I will be live streaming not only the interest rate hike from the Federal Reserve, but also up and coming earning reports. So if you are not subscribed to this YouTube channel, YouTube will not notify you. So again, just another reason to drop a thumbs up, to subscribe, and to turn on your post notifications. Other than that, again, of course, if you want to work with me on a closer basis, we're running our biggest sale. It's $150 off for Learn, Plan, Profit 2.0, and it's the second link in the description down below. So if you're ready to join my team and to watch me trade live every single day, to see my entries, my exits, my green days, my red days, but most importantly, to hear my thought process, then again, I work with one team and one team only, and that's LPP 2.0, and that's that second link in the description down below. I appreciate your time. Hope that we're into thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. Again, the Apple Watch Ultra giveaway ends on February 3rd, which means 1 week left. If you want to learn more about that giveaway, that's that fourth link in the description down below. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.